let's start on our backs this morning. Okay. We'll go with Supta Baddha Konasana, which is soles of the feet together. And then the knees flop apart. If for some reason this doesn't feel good on your low back, sometimes it aggravates my low back. The alternative would be your feet the width of the mat and the knees knocked together. So just lay down, feet together. Yep, lay down. You got it. And you can kind of pick the splay of it. So some of us like it a little tighter and closer to us. Some of us like it a little further away, more like a 5-point star. Close your eyes for a beat. You can have your palms on kind of on top of your thighs, or one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly. Let your neck, your shoulders, your upper back, your middle back, your lower back really connect to the ground beneath you. Take a deep breath in through your nose and a loud exhale breath out through your mouth. Yeah. And then we'll seal our lips and we'll begin the powerful use of the breath, Ujjayi. Inhale through the nose, through the back of the throat. Exhale through the nose, through the back of the throat. And, we just do our best as we move through the practice using the breath. Our back row or our middle row is going to need to slide right or left. So, yeah. So middle row is going with it. Middle row is making room. Hi. Yep. So just using that breath and linking the breath to the feeling in your body. Yep. This is for you. Okay, a couple more. Relax the neck, relax the shoulders. Arrive. The beautiful thing about doing yoga is there's nothing you really need to do. You're here. You just kind of go through the motions and do what you can. At any point you need to take a break, please listen to your body and take a break. 2 more breaths. You'll blink your eyes open, okay? Extend the left leg forward and hug your right knee towards your navel. Yeah, so give it a good little squeeze below the kneecap. And when I do this kind of motion, you really want to pay attention to not the right leg, not just the right leg coming in towards you, but the left leg staying engaged and strong, okay? And keeping the head and the shoulders on the ground, you're just going to switch the legs, okay? But when you switch the legs, you're going to float the leg that's straight up off the ground. Start with your lower back down. You're going to switch legs. The neck stays down to begin. You'll switch legs. You'll go again. And now if you're ready to lift the back of the shoulders up off the ground, the neck and the shoulders lift. So there's a scooping of your lower belly. So you're just kind of making this opposite leg is kind of like supported bicycles, but you're not cranking your neck. Your neck stays very neutral, which means that the gaze towards the sky. Just keep switching. Yes. Hi. We can squeeze there or here, maybe there. Yeah, keep going. If you're not breathing, it becomes like not a very pleasant experience. Yes. Yeah, and if it's too much for the neck, you put your neck down. That's it. Keep switching. Okay, so keep the shoulders lifting. Now you're going to straighten the legs towards the sky, and we're going to do it with scissors, okay? So the hands are going to go behind the meaty part of your thigh, and the torso comes up towards your stomach. So it looks like this, guys. The left leg is pointed forward, or whatever leg is forward, doesn't matter. And then you switch. So you pull your torso towards your thigh. Yes, there you go. But the neck stays neutral. So you're switching, and you're moving at your own pace. And obviously, if you can't straighten your leg completely, you don't go with it. Your body can only do what it can do. And you're breathing and you're not getting cranky. Yeah, because sometimes you get cranky. We don't like cranky. We'll deal with the cranky people tomorrow. Oh boy. Grateful. I'm very grateful. Yes, keep going. Yep. Keep going. 10 more. Aren't we having fun? Aren't you glad I'm back? Yep. Keep the upper shoulder blades lifted. Don't let the head drop if you can. You're going to release that hand grip and you're going to bend your knees like a tabletop. Hands go behind the head for a little support. And now we're with the legs staying in this little reverse tabletop, you're going to heel tap. Okay, so the right heel touches and then comes back up. The left heel touches. This is lower abdominal wall. And you're going to go like that. So bend your legs more, Jen, like a tabletop. Yeah, perfect. And you're just heel tapping. Just like that. Shoulder blades lift, lower back spreads, belly nice and firm. Keep going. For another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Grab the knees and switch. Again, keep going. Opposite legs. Like the supported amended bicycles. 10, 9, 8, 7, breathe. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Squeeze both the knees in. Rock and roll a couple times. Cross the ankles. Step into a tabletop position. Tabletop position. Yep. Hands directly underneath the shoulders. Sink the spine down and look forward. Just basic movement here. Exhale, round the spine deeply and look in. Sink the spine down and look forward. Connect to your breath. Exhale, round the spine deeply and look in. Again, sink the spine down and look forward. Exhale, round and look in. One more, sinking the spine down, looking forward. Arms are nice and active, palms pressed. Exhale, rounding, looking in. Come to a flat back tabletop position. Curl the right leg into the mat. So the leg goes straight and straight back. So it's like a half plank. Curl the left leg into the mat, plank position. Feet are about hips width distance, guys. Hands are about shoulder width, maybe a little wider. Neck is nice and neutral. I talk a lot about the neck in here because it's an extension of the spine and we want our spine to be nice and long and straight, okay? If you need to support, some options here would be blocks underneath your hands, knees to the ground is also another great one. You want to feel like you're leading a little with your heart and chest. Look forward with your eyes. Where your eyes go, your body does want to follow. And then plug down, thumbs, index fingers, baby fingers, outer part of the hand presses firm into the mat. Hips go up and back, down dog. Good. Finding this down dog, taking up a lot of space this morning on the mat. Your outer triceps grip in, your shoulders move away from your ears, and your legs may need to bend a little bit if you feel super tight in your hamstrings. Toes spread across the mat. That's a great way to access the front of your shin. The center of your heels start to melt towards the ground, and then that is going to allow the back side of the body to really get itself nice and open. Roll forward to plank. Lead with your heart and chest. Nice work. Drop your knees down on an angle, which means they'll be a little behind you. You have to bring your weight now forward about 1 inch or 2 and then lower halfway to a push-up. Less is more in this practice. So if you find you're going into a push-up and your shoulders are dumping way down, pull out of it and do less. Micro movements work. Re-straighten your arms using your core and your upper body. Pause. Again, halfway to a push-up that works for you. I'll remind you that you don't have to go so deep. Re-straighten your arms. Again, halfway to supported push-up. Neck stays neutral. Re-straighten your arms. Lift the knees so you're in plank position. Plank position. Yes. Float your right foot 1 inch from the ground in plank. Hug your right knee straight in. Scoop up the belly, your arms are straight up and down. You want to lengthen your tailbone here and have your 2 hip points facing toward the ground. Neck is neutral. Step it back to plank. I got you. Float the left foot up off the ground. Just lift it up just 1 inch. Hug the left knee in, give it a good little squeeze. It's amazing how you go on like repeat, you know, you just like automatically assume. Hug the knee in, give it a good little squeeze. Step it back to plank. Karen was ready to step it forward. Halfway to a push-up, support if you need support. Re-straighten your arms to plank. Hips go up and back, down dog. You think you come here this morning and I'd waste your time? I mean, seriously. We have to utilize our time, right? Roll forward to plank. Add in a push-up that works for you. Drag yourself through a back bend that works for you. So that could be up dog or baby cobra, just depending on what's feeling in your body. Hips go up and back, down dog. Walk your feet to the top of the mat. Take as many steps as you need to get there this morning. When you arrive, feet can come together or a little separated, totally up to you. Inhale to a long spine. If your hands are hanging towards the floor like a wet noodle, please bring them to blocks or your shin. That's perfect. Exhale the breath, fold. Let your head go. Do that again. Inhale, long spine. Create some space in your body, but more importantly, space in your mind. Exhale, fold. Root to rise, come all the way up with some energy. Drag it to prayer. Drop your arms. You can practice with your feet together or a little separated, totally up to you. Arms go straight up towards the sky. Dive over, bent knees forward, fold, let your head go. Long spine sets you up. You're going to take 2 big steps to get you back to plank, even if you're feeling pretty bouncy. Just step, step. There you go. Halfway to a push-up. Up dog is smooth. Hips go up and back, downward facing dog. Good. Arms are nice and straight. Look where you want to go. You can step, step, you can float, depending on how you feel, totally up to you. Long spine on the inhale. Exhale, fold. Root to rise, come all the way up. Anchor, extend. Drag it to prayer, drop your arms. Yeah, just get out of your own way. Arms go straight up towards the sky. Dive over, bent knees, forward fold. Long spine to prepare. Step, step to plank. Throw in that push-up halfway down. You got it. Up dog is smooth. Hips go up and back, down dog. Little micro bend, Brittany, in your elbows. Yeah. Arms stay straight. Look where you want to go. You're going to step. You can float. You can skip. Long spine on the in. Exhale, fold. Were you successful? Root to rise. Come all the way up. Drag it to prayer. Drop your arms. Arms go straight up towards the sky. Keep moving. Dive over, bent knees. Forward fold. Long spine sets you up. You can step. If you do choose to float, you have to land light into a low push-up. So it's a little tricky. The up dog is smooth. When you peel yourself through the back bend, press even through your hands, the tops of the feet. That's perfect, Laura. Hips go up and back, down dog. Yeah, each one gets a little better. If you're not feeling that type of energy, you just have to kind of talk yourself into it a little. Arms stay straight. Look where you want to go. Step or float, top of mat. Long spine, fold. Root to rise, come all the way up. Drag it to prayer, drop your arms. Arms go straight up, keep moving. Dive over, bent knees, forward fold, let your head go. Long spine sets you up, step or float through your vinyasa. We're all a little different. Halfway to a push-up that works. Up dog or cobra, keep the neck neutral. Hips go up and back, down dog. One more, press down, look where you want to land, step or float, light to the top. Long spine right here. Exhale the breath, fold, that's great. Root to rise, come all the way up, feel the ground. Drag it to prayer, drop your arms. Arms go straight up, feel. Dive over, bent knees, forward fold, let your head go. Long spine sets you up, you can step, float, skip, crawl. I don't care, up dog pulls you through your body. Hips go up and back, downward facing dog. Let's step the right foot forward into a low lunge. Yeah. Yeah, let's rise to a high lunge. Just feel the high lunge for a moment. I know when I'm really tight in my low back or hamstrings, sometimes you have to soften your back left knee a little in order to kind of get the hip points to drop down. Yeah. What you also want to pay attention to is that your right knee tracks directly over your right ankle. That's a biggie. Yeah. Your right thigh bone slides into the hip socket, and the side of your body is nice and long, so you can really energize those fingertips up towards the sky. And then where's your breath? You're holding on for dear life. Yeah. Hands to the earth. The left hand's going to go down to the ground. I like a block sometimes on the instep. I recommend it. Right arm up towards the sky into an easy twist. Yeah, a lot of us are short and tight in our upper shoulder blades. Watch that the left shoulder doesn't turn in. Clawing the mat, clawing the block is also a nice way to do it. Kind of pop up onto your fingertips. Perfect. Watch your right hip. It has a nature to want to wing out. You want to grip it in. Great job. Stay with it. So we're going to stay low for a second. The right hand's going to come down to the earth, okay? The right hand's going to come to the instep of the right foot, and then you're going to take your block with you and just kind of crawl around on the ground to center. So you're now going to come to a wide straddle center. You'll bring the block with you, okay? Take the block to the instep of your feet to the center, and the left hand will stay down underneath your shoulder, and the right arm is going to peel open. Yeah, so it's the same arm that you just did. Yep, so same motion, but you're now in a wide straddle. It's a little different. You may have to go high with the block. Anytime you do any sort of forward folding, you want your weight to transfer forward. Good, the right hand's gonna come down. And while we're here, we'll just switch the other direction. The right hand down on that block underneath the shoulder, the left arm peels open. If having the arm open towards the sky kind of jams up the shoulder, that's fine. Just have your hand on the flat part of your back. Weight more forward. Always a little softening behind the knees, even if it's just a small movement. Left hand down to the mat. Kind of kick the block forward towards the back skinny edge of the mat. Yep, to the back edge of the mat, towards the bathroom. And then pivot your left foot forward towards the back skinny edge of the mat. The right heel is going to be lifted, and you'll rise to a crescent lunge facing the back skinny edge of the mat. So just kind of changing directions, which we've been told is good for your brain. Yep. And the same deal here, just beginning to feel. Feel your feet on the ground, just get yourself together. Now this time the right hand's gonna come down the instep. The block is there, so you can utilize it again, and you'll peel that arm open into the easy twist. Yep. Paying attention to that left hip, making sure the hip doesn't rip all the way out. It hugs in. The back right leg is nice and souped up, amped up. And your breath is just moving through your body, so you could really support the movement. Left hand comes down, okay? Bring the left hand to the instep of the foot. The block is with you. Just kind of move it with you. As you straighten the leg, you'll pull around to center. Now, nice and even, come to the fingertips long spine. Exhale the breath, fold down the center. I like to make my arms like chaturanga arms in the center of the feet. Yeah, and let the head just drop. And if you can't get the hands down, don't stress. My hair got stuck under your feet. That's funny. You use the block to kind of amp you up. Good. Come to the fingertips, long spine. You can kind of just kick the block forward just so it's there for later. Pivot around. So now your right foot is forward. Your back left heel pops up naturally. Okay. A little different today. You're going to walk your right foot like way over towards your right wrist. Okay. So it's pretty wide. Your back foot's going to turn. So I want your feet super wide today. Yes. Arms are going to reach alongside your body. You're going to anchor, and then we'll rise first warrior. But I want your feet super wide. Take your right foot over and your back foot. Now lift your torso, Joan. So just a wider positioning. I think better. Yeah. face. Jesus, I shouldn't be allowed out today. I'm like knocking stuff over. I'm a hot mess. There you go. And spin them forward. Perfect. Now rebend into your front right thigh and begin to feel First Warrior a little more. Hands come down to the earth. Step to a plank. Halfway to a push-up that works best in your body. And if push-ups aren't your thing, you just don't do it. Up dog pulls you through. Hips go up and back, down dog. You're going to step your left foot forward, but you're going to step it all the way over towards the back of your left wrist and then a little bit more. There you go. You're going to turn your back right foot on a sharp angle. So the feet are pretty wide. Yes. And then you'll bring your arms back alongside your body, anchor that back foot, and then rise First Warrior. So it's a little bit of a wider positioning of your feet. And just see if that gives you a little bit more nurture in that low back. And then we'll straighten the left leg on track, but not pin straight, just about 3/4 of the way. And I'll take the right ribs and bring them a little bit more forward. And then sit deep into the front left thigh and revisit that First Warrior. And you just got calm. Take the hands down to the mat, plank position. When you hit plank, halfway to your push-up. The up dog is smooth. We really want to move smooth through the transition. Hips go up and back, down dog. Look where you want to go. You can step, you can float, you can skip, get to the top. Light, long spine, fold. Sit into your first chair pose. Weight moves into your heels. Yeah. So guys, in your chair pose, stomach down on your thighs and reach your arms back. So it's like a low chair. Perfect. No, it's fine. And then shift your weight into your heels and bring your arms forward and then bring your torso up. That's really where we should be. Shoot up to stand up, drag it to prayer, drop your arms. Now from the top, arms go straight up towards the sky, heavy in your heels for chair, sit way back. Dive over bent knees, forward fold. Long spine sets you up. You can step, you can float, just get yourself back. Move through a vinyasa that works. So an up dog should be very smooth in your body. Hips go up and back, down dog. The right foot lands, the back foot turns. If you like the wider positioning of your feet, please take it. If you like more traditional, go for that. Hands back down to the earth, plank position. So your back foot in Warrior One is almost completely forward. I'll show you. Don't worry. The left foot lands when you're ready, Warrior One. So the back foot turns like really almost completely forward. So your thigh bone turns with you. You got it. To the floor we go, Chaturanga. The up dog is smooth. Hips go up and back, down dog. The arms are straight. Look where you want to go. Step or float to the top of the mat. Get there light. Long spine, fold. Find that chair again. Weight transfers to your heels. Shoot up to stand up. Drag it to prayer. Drop your arms. So think less and feel more. That's my only advice. Arms go straight up towards the sky. Chair pose. Sit way back. Dive over bent knees, forward fold. Long spine to prepare. Step or float, vinyasa. Up dog pulls you through. Hips go up and back, down dog. Right foot lands, back foot turns, Warrior One. They closed our show with this song. It was pretty epic. Hands to the floor, Chaturanga. Up dog is smooth. Hips go up and back, down dog. Just keep moving and breathing. No one's testing you. Left foot forward, back foot turns. Rise, Warrior One. Hands to the floor, Chaturanga. The up dog is smooth. Hips go up and back, down dog. You pause in the down dog. You regroup. You get yourself together. Arms stay straight. Look where you want to go. Land light, top of mat. Long spine. Fold. Chair pose. Weight into your heels. Shoot up to stand up. Drag it to prayer. Drop your arms. Here we go. Arms go straight up towards the sky. Heavy in your heels. Chair pose. Dive over bent knees, forward fold, let the head go. Long spine to prepare. Step or float through a vinyasa. Up dog pulls you through. Hips go up and back, down dog. You're doing great. Right foot forward, back foot turns, rise, warrior one. To the floor we go, chaturanga. Efficient movements. Modify if you need, no problem at all. You're doing awesome. Left foot forward. To the floor we go, chaturanga. The up dog is smooth. Hips go up and back, down dog. Let's step the right foot forward. Take that little bit of a wider stance and rise, warrior one. Yeah. Keeping your legs the way they are, just bring your arms straight forward, not your torso, just your arms. Wrap your left arm underneath your right arm. Inhale the breath, lift the heart and chest. Exhale, let's take humble warrior with eagle arms today. So just turn your back toes more forward. Keep going. Yes. And then you'll dump down. Yes, and you can go as deep into this or not, as that feels good in your body. So sometimes just resting on the top of the right thigh is adequate for today. Some days you can get in there a little tighter, a little closer. Your right hip has to grip in, your back left leg has to continuously turn forward, and your head, if you can just let it relax, that's going to be the best. Rise the torso up, lift it up. Unravel your arms towards the sky. Feel the fresh blood run to the fingertips. You're alive and awake, hopefully. Take it to the floor, vinyasa. The up dog is smooth. Hips go up and back, down dog. The left foot lands. Take a little bit of a wider position again. Left foot forward, yeah. Back foot turns, rise, warrior one. Just the arms come forward. Wrap your right arm underneath your left arm. Inhale the breath, lift the chest. Exhale, come forward into humble. Definitely the wider positioning is going to be, you're going to feel like you can get into your hips a little bit more. That looks good, Karen. Keep spinning your right ribs forward. Left hip grips in. Nice, Cheryl. Outer blade of your back right foot has to secure itself down to the ground. Couple more. Attention to your feet, attention to your legs, anchor and start to lift your torso. As the torso lifts, then unravel your arms to the sky and get that blood to flow to the fingertips. And then hands to frame your front foot, plank position. When you hit plank, halfway to your push-up, but hold the push-up. Hold the push-up. Hold the push-up. There you go. Now pull yourself to an up dog. Hold the up dog. Hips go up and back, down dog. Nice work, guys. Come forward to plank. Hug your right knee towards your navel. Step the right foot smack in between your hands. Don't come up. You're going to turn your back foot on a sharp angle. Okay, set your feet up for warrior two. Reach for your block. You're going to slide it to the outside of your right foot. I go high with it. You can go low, medium, or high. It's totally up to you. Place the block to the outside of that right foot. Right hand down on the block, left arm up towards the sky. So it's extended side angle A from the ground up. Now, if this doesn't work for you, arm can come to the top of the thigh, of course. You need a pretty big step. So when you get into the warrior two, your knee tracks directly over your ankle. There's an external rotation of your right thigh. Your right arm and your right leg, outer part of your right leg, connect. And then that left arm stretches up or can come up and forward. Totally up to you. So sit deeper into your front thigh. You want a 90-degree angle. Perfect. Your right hip, the nature of that hip is that it's tight, it's weak, it likes to jut out. Grip it under. And then where is your breath? Take your right ribs and spin them towards the sky. Couple more breaths. Extend the left arm straight up, okay? You're gonna stay very tight and close to the floor. We're gonna step right up into Ardha. So just move your block forward. If you're kind of close to the front wall, you may need to step back. your head in the wall. Don't become one. Attention on your right foot. The foot likes to turn in. Yeah. Grip that right hip. Fire. Anything you like to add in this, of course, it's all yours. Yep. So maybe just being basic, maybe coming to your right, your fingertips. Yeah. Adding a half bind, no bind. You can think about a bind. You can think about it, you know, for the future. That's fine too. If you are binding, the kick goes behind you. Focus on that right hip, grip it in. Stay with it, guys. Regular Arda, if you add in anything fun. Listen carefully, the transition, before you just step back, I want you to take the block back next to your right foot. So start to drag it back and then step back, a variation extended side angle. Yep, right back where you were. And for the last 5 breaths here, if you feel like you want to wrap your hand behind your back, that could be a nice little add-on. But, you know, nothing's mandatory. So there's an opening of the heart and chest, the right thigh rolls open. There's an anchoring of that left leg. And then on the next sharp exhale breath, we'll pull up warrior 2. We're gonna come up warrior 2, we'll hold for a few beats. Roll your right thigh open, spread your collarbone, breathe into your back left arm. Some of you look like you're about to cry. Sit deeper, soften the shoulders down the back. Now close your eyes. Sometimes it's like you have to be, you know, teleported someplace else in warrior 2. So quiet your mind by using your breath. Circle it to the floor vinyasa. Good work. Plank position to a chaturanga push-up if you're taking that on. Upward facing dog should feel pretty good. Hips go up and back, downward facing dog. Roll forward to plank. Hug your left knee towards your navel. Give it a good little squeeze to the center line of your body. Look forward with your eyes. Step your left foot smack in between your hands. Turn your back foot on a sharp angle, okay? Don't come up. Reach for your block. Personally, I like to set it up high, just give myself the benefit of the doubt. Outside of that left foot, the outside of your left leg and the inside of the left arm make that connection. And then the right arm spreads up. Yes. Jody, take your block back like 2 inches towards, yep. So back towards your right foot. There you go. Now you're in shape. Right arm straight up. And then if you can carry that right arm up and over, it doesn't always work out, but we could try. You're going to get this sideline stretch, which is pretty powerful. If you feel in the sideline stretch that your torso is kind of going the wrong direction or it's dumping down, you can't breathe, just back out of it. Grip your left hip, turn your bottom left ribs, and look sideways and up. Roll your left thigh open. Sit deeper. And your breath is a huge component here because, you know, your body can do a lot, but it's your mind and your breath that's going to kind of keep you in it. Carry the right arm straight up towards the sky. You're going to stay very tight to the floor. Focus on that left hip and the left foot staying forward, and you'll pop up into Ardha. I like to move the block forward a little. Yeah, it moves about like 6-8 inches forward. Yeah, lift that right leg. I can't stand this Google ring. It like a leaf blows and it like tells you a leaf is blowing. Yeah, it's really annoying. Yeah. Lighten the load on that left hand, guys. Perfect. Take your bottom ribs, Kristen, and turn them a little bit more. You're doing awesome. If you're going to add the bind, remember the kick goes behind you. Yes, you could really get the psoas opener. Less suffering. Regular Ardha Chandrasana. Okay, so don't just step back. I need you to move the block a little first, and then step back into that extended side angle A. So the block is underneath the shoulder to the outside of the foot. Yep, and it may be 2 steps to get you back. It's fine. Right arm straight up. This time you can bring it behind your back and give yourself a little bind. Perfect. So as you grip your left hip under you, there's a turning of the torso. So multiple things are happening. Keep sitting into that front thigh. Steer the collarbone towards the ceiling. Warrior 2, come on up. Open your arms wide, sit deeper. Warrior 2. Close your eyes, settle into the breath. Let the feeling kind of, come over you. Rotate that left thigh open, lengthen the tailbone, and find evenness the best that you can. Keep your arms powerful if you can, guys. Straighten your left leg on track. Keep your arms powerful if you can. Turn your left toes forward towards the feel good, do good. Keep your arms powerful if you can. From your right hip, turn your right toes out towards me. Yeah. Keep your arms engaged. Pivot into triangle without using the block today. You're going to have your hand to the front of your shin or the top of your thigh. Obviously, if you're dying for the block, you grab it and you use it. It's fine, but try it on this way. Yep, anywhere across the front of that right shin. So if your back is sensitive and tight, you'd be up higher. If your hand is down lower, really make that connection of pressing the hand into the palm, the shin into the palm, vice versa. So you really get that lift, the side ribs lift, the arms spread open. Using the power of that top arm and the back leg, pull up, straight arm, straight legs. Keep the elongation. It's hard to not drop the arms. Pick up your right toes, turn it forward, and then from your left hip, turn your left toes out. And same deal. Keep the shape, keep it strong, and then find your triangle without using the block. Anywhere across the front of that left shin is what we're looking for. So it couldn't be up higher. And you can tighten your stance, you can widen your stance. Yeah. Just pay attention to the front left knee. Make sure you're not going into hyperextension, which means that you buckle your leg back, which we don't want. Couple more breaths. There's a little lean back, but you're not in your low back. Neck is neutral. In the moment you get to be still, which is unique because we're never still. Eyes to the floor, circle it down, plank position. When you hit plank, we'll lean together on our right hand into your favorite version of side plank. So it's a little different for everybody. Forearm side plank, regular side plank. You can drop your right knee down and modify the side plank. You could stagger your feet. That's exactly it. Awesome. How do I do it? You can add in the tree if you're, want to make some shapes. Be a little fun with it. Where is your breath? Find it, utilize it. Plank position, slow. Right to the other side. Yeah. I like the left hand like a smidgen in front of that shoulder. And then it could be forearm plank. You can drop your left knee down. Looks good, Allison. Mm-hmm. Watch your top hip, everybody. Make sure it's not rolling open. That's it. Nice adjustments. Some breaths. Make it count for you. Plank position. Lower your knees, your chest, your chin. You're going to sliver forward into a baby cobra. Okay, so that means your whole belly will be down on the ground. You'll reach back, interlace your hands behind your back loosely if it doesn't feel good in your shoulders. Inhale the breath. We're going to lift everything up off the ground. Yes. Hands kind of pull away from your low back. If the hands don't feel good there, just separate your arms and have regular Superman. Lower down, hands to the lower ribs, right where kind of the ribs and the belly button meet. Good. You're going to press into your up dog right here, right into your up dog. Should feel pretty good. Hips go up and back, down dog. Look to the top of the mat. You can skip, you can crawl, you can hop, you can walk. Get there light. Long spine, fold. Let's hit our chair pose, weights in the heels. Hands to prayer, inhale the breath. We're gonna hook and twist to the right, okay? Lower back is sensitive. The recommendation would be don't go as deep. Just kind of float it. That's it. Watch that your feet, your shins, and your knees stay lined up. So the nature here is that the left side of the body starts to like overpower the right side of the body. See, I'm kicking things. I'm walking into things. Yeah. The left knee likes to come past the right. So drag it back an inch and then keep the spine very long. Chair pose, stay strong in your legs. With the arms moving up, stay strong in your legs. You're gonna float your right foot an inch from the ground and you're gonna press to stand so the right leg drags up to a 90-degree angle, okay? The left hand's gonna come to the outside of the right thigh. The right arm's gonna peel back. We're gonna go the same direction we just did. So we're staying consistent. This is a version of dancing Shiva. If you'd like to reach down and grab the outside of your foot, the leg that's moving forward can have as much bend to it as it needs to in order to find the pose. You can do the whole thing with a bent knee. The standing left leg has to stay straight, so you stay out of your low back. Crown of the head is moving up. In this case, you can look back, looking sideways, looking back into that backhand. Pull around to center. Your arms stay up, your leg stays up. If you can straighten your leg, that's great, even if it's hovering the floor, or you can keep a bent knee, totally up to you. The arms stay up, the leg lifts a little higher. The arms stay up, the right foot meets the left foot on the floor. We sit back into chair. Weight moves into your heels. Drag your hands to prayer. Inhale that breath. Hook and twist towards the left now. So just staying consistent with our twisting. Yes, this time it's going to be the right side of the body that likes to overpower. So pay attention to that right knee. Generally, it comes from the hip. Weight stays in your heels. Point the left elbow towards the sky. Even if you're not hooking and twisting, you're kind of air twisting, that is fine. Chair pose, we pull it around. We stay strong, we stay grounded, the arms moving up. We'll float the left foot an inch, and then we'll press to stand so the left leg comes into a 90-degree angle. The arms are up and the leg is lifted in a 90-degree angle. You're on your right leg. Your right hand then peels to the outside of your left thigh and your left arm peels back. This is a great pose because it's working on your like kind of your balance and where your eyes need to move. So don't feel like you need to move further or deeper. It's really just a matter of that hamstring. If you can grab down and get hold of the outer part of the foot and want to play there, give it a whirl. If not, focus on small things like, am I standing up tall? Am I breathing into the front side of my body? Pull around to center. Your arms stay up. There's power there. The leg lifts, and if you can straighten the leg out, even if it's hovering the floor by a few inches, that's still really good. Lift deep within your core muscles. Lower your left foot down. Drag your hands to prayer. Drop your arms alongside your body. Mountain pose. Excellent work. Separate your feet hips width distance. Yes. Take your hands to your hips. Step your left foot back about 3.5 feet. Yes, it's like a short warrior one. The right hand will stay on the hip. The left arm will extend up towards the sky. Inhale your breath. Activate the backside of the body. Exhale, the breath will come down into twisting triangle. So we've done all the things that we need to do to get to this kind of part of the class. I play with where my block is these days. So I got so used to having the block underneath the left hand time and time again that I bring it a little bit more forward now. Yeah, and I find I can get a little bit more into the back side of that body. I go forward, but here. Yeah, perfect. Yes, now that right hand is either extending up or it can just be kind of some guidance on that back part of your back of your spine. Looks good, Franca. Nice work. Use more of the strength of that back leg to anchor and then breathe that front hip up a little higher. Good. Right hand's going to come down to the ground. You may need to use both blocks here. They can go alongside your toes of your right foot. You're going to pop your left leg up into a standing split, okay? So it's not warrior three, it's a standing split, which means the blocks are a little closer to you. So your torso can kind of dump down towards the front of your right thigh. If you can get hold of your right ankle with one of your hands, give it a whirl. Oh, I know what we're going to do. This is going to be fun. I'm such a yoga dork. Okay, so you're in this standing split. This is an old transition. So you're gonna come down and you're gonna sit into Ardha Matsyendrasana. It's a seated spine twist. Yeah. Okay. If it didn't work out, it doesn't work out. Whatever. Hi, Harp. Right hand behind your back. Give this right leg a little squeeze. Make sure you're not sitting on the foot. Okay. Inhale the breath, and the straight leg out is also a great way to take it. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, look over the shoulder. And you'll twist. Yeah. So, it's a spine twist, but also a really nice way to stretch your piriformis. Piriformis is deep muscles along your glute, your hip. Every time you walk, you use it. If you drive, you feel it. You feel it right now. So come around to center, okay? To get out, we're going to be a little open-minded, okay? So we'll tip forward. The right foot will stay down, and we'll go right back to that standing split. And if it didn't look pretty, no one cares. You're not in the Olympics. Yep. Come to the fingertips, long spine, and you're going to take a generous step back into a low lunge. Yeah, you're high on the ball of your back foot. Arrange your feet. Don't get sloppy, guys. Rise to high lunge, crescent lunge. Drag your hands to prayer. Inhale the breath, lean out, hook the elbow, and twist. This is one of those poses. I'd rather you drop your back knee and feel like you're in the pose in a healthy way and not straining anything than be, fully in the posture. So decide if you want to drop your back knee as a modification. That's great. There's a little lean back, crown of the head. See if you can lean back, Karen, just an inch or two, and you'll be in perfect shape. And there's a spinning of the heart and chest as you grip your right hip in pretty strong. Two more. Hands to frame your front foot. Let's spring to the top of the mat, hips width distance. Long spine. Fold. Root to rise, come all the way up. Drag it to prayer. Drop your arms. Good job. Separate your feet, hips width distance. Take your hands to your hips. Step your right foot back about 3.5 feet, depending on how tall you are. Yep. Left hand on hip, right arm reaches big, long, and strong up towards the sky. Inhale, and then on the exhale breath, you start to reach way out and find your version of twisting triangle. See? It's not even funny. Today's one of those days that I would have run into like a parked car and been like, wow, that car was moving. Yeah. Which I've done, which I've banged my elbow into a car. I'm like, my perception of where this car was is totally off. Yeah. I shouldn't be let out. Hand could be on the flat part of your back. Yes, I like the block a little forward because it gives you a little more along that back side. Outer blade of your back foot has to press. So same foot as that warrior one. Get that foot down. There you go. You can turn it out a little. There you go. Now you're in business. Couple more breaths, guys. Stay with it. Breathe your left hip back, Allie. Left hand down, pause. Grab your blocks. You probably need them. You can go on a low setting with it. Float up that right leg, standing split. So standing split is different than Amended Warrior 3 because you actually want to take your torso and have it drop over that front of that left thigh. So you have to bend your left leg in order to do it. Lift from the inner part of your right leg and let your head drop and your shoulders soften. Now you'll start to bend that right leg behind you and you'll come down into a seated position to Ardha Matsyendrasana. The right leg, if having it bent doesn't work out for you, it can be straight. The left foot to the outside of the right thigh. Just make sure you're not sitting on your foot. So scoot this foot out so you're not sitting on it. Yeah. And then give that leg a little hug, left hand behind your back, inhale the breath, and then exhale, you'll look over the shoulder and you'll start your little twist. Good. Come back to center, kind of unravel yourself. Take your hands back onto the floor. I like the blocks because really anchor that left foot and then press back up into standing split. The left foot is forward, the right leg is lifted. You'll inhale, come to the fingertips, long spine, and you'll take a generous step back with your right foot. Set up your feet and rise, high lunge, crescent lunge. Yes, last standing pose. That's good news. Drag your hands to prayer. Inhale your breath. Before you just go into it, lean way out first, then hook the elbow and twist. And if you get here and you're like, my legs feel saucy, which means like they can't support you, okay? Drop your back knee and give it a little hook that left hip in and twist. Look sideways, look up. Point your elbow towards the sky. It's going to help you kind of get in there. Hands to frame your front foot, plank. Push up there, halfway to a push up. Up dog, smooth operation right here. Hips go up and back, down dog. Slide your right knee forward to a half pigeon. It's like a prize. Yeah, it's like you won. You won half pigeon, fold. For some reason, half pigeon doesn't work for you. Lots of other ways to take a hip opener. Please take one that supports your body. If it doesn't feel good, let me know. I can help you. Yep. Switch left side. From your down dog, if you're on your back, just switch there. Good work, guys. Come up nice and slow. Swing your right leg around. Keep your left leg the way it is. Sorry. And right leg's gonna go up like, it's gonna look like this. So left leg's gonna stay in a little tree. The right leg's gonna go up. You're gonna grab the foot like this. If you can't grab the foot like that, you'll grab behind the thigh. Now, the important part here is you don't wanna lean back. You wanna sit up really, really tall. Good. You're gonna sit up really, really tall. You're gonna use all of your core muscles, and then you're gonna reach your arms forward. So it's like a half boat. Grab the leg, lower it down, and we'll switch and try the other side. Okay, so bend your right leg. It's just a way to get into the core a little different. The left leg comes up. I'd rather you hold on to the leg than feel like you're rounding or dumping. So start maybe one hand, lift the leg up, sit up really tall. Start with one hand, reach it forward. You could try pointing the toes or flexing and then lifting. And even if the leg is just hovering, that's a great way to work because it's going to work your hip flexor and deep within the core muscles. Nice, Kristen. Lower it down, both legs forward, lay down, and we'll set up for some bridge action. It gets you good, right? Yeah. It's crazy because sometimes you just do something like a tiny bit different and hello, lay down, bend your knees, 2 sets of bridge wheel. If you're feeling like I feel really energized, I want to go right into wheel, you go for it. No one's going to stop you. The rest of us, probably 99% of us, are just going to hang out and bridge. And we're going to be like, I'm good. Block underneath lower back. Some of us feel better at the end of the practice. Shocking. Yes. I was telling my son, he's like, I felt so bad the first 2 miles of my run. I was like, welcome to running. I was like, it could take you 5 miles to warm up. Yeah. Lengthen the tailbone, anchor the feet, and lift yourself up. Exhale the breath, lower down. And let's repeat. You could looks good. Here we go, guys. Let's do one more. Bridge, wheel, supported bridge, block underneath your low back. Anything goes here. I just need you to stay active and do something that works in your body. It's good, Laura. Exhale the breath, lower down. Remove any objects out of the way. Extend your left leg forward, and this time hug your right knee towards your chest. Don't worry. And drop it over to the left for supine twist. Yeah. Roll up to center, relax the right leg out, hug your left knee and give it a good little squeeze, and then take it over to the right. Supine twist. Keep it basic. Who needs the chiropractor when you have yoga? Your own chiropractor. That's it. Come up to center. Hug your knees in. You're nice and even right now. You're nice and grounded and balanced. Set yourself up for Shavasana. Have to do the next 2 minutes. Big breath in. Loud breath out. Arms up over the top of the head, full stretch. Hug the knees in towards the chest, give them a big squeeze. Feel for a moment. Embrace your practice and the little gifts that it gives you along the way. Sometimes it's not so obvious, sometimes it's more subtle. So embrace it and enjoy it. Bring the hands to prayer, bow your head, always have gratitude for yourself and everything that we have. Lift the head, open the eyes. Namaste. Go out there, have an awesome afternoon. Hydrate yourselves. Good to see a lot of you. I will be here again Friday. Yep. And let me know if you have any questions. No, Noah's home. Jake and Sasha come back tomorrow. You're so welcome. Let me just shut this off.